I believe we all have it. This flicker, this spark, this fire, deep down inside of us. We may not always feel it. We may feel like we don't have it at all sometimes. And throughout life, that flame inside of us, it burns more intense at times, and sometimes it's dim. It kind of comes in cycles, may depend on where you're at in life. Something may ignite it, a passion, a goal, something you're driving towards, and you can really feel that fire inside you at that point. For me, it's always been about goals, things that I believe I might not be able to achieve, or improving on something I have achieved. That has really always been what gets the fire in me going. Maybe it's no coincidence, but I was born in the year of the dragon on the Chinese calendar, 1976, for those of you who are wondering. I'm 48 years old. That symbolism of this powerful creature, this mythical, legendary beast that is respected, feared, but can ultimately throw fire, the dragon has always been very motivating to me. One of my favorite parts about creating a new video series is the theme. What is it going to be about? Because ultimately, that theme, that idea, the name that I come up with becomes more than just the content. It really drives my passion. It's that force behind what I'm pursuing. And the idea of the internal flame and the dragon, that has been something that's kind of been with me and rattling around and going through the thoughts of when I was going to use it and how I would use it. And that really is the foundation for what this video series is about. It's about that internal flame and how we can fan it, how we can nurture it, how we can grow it. So when that time comes, we can unleash the fire within us. What is going on, folks? Welcome to the new video series. For those of you who may not have seen my videos before, my name is Chris. I have two girls. I am married. The girls are 11 and 13, and I grew up and live here in Southern California. We live in Orange County, and I'm an electronic engineer and work full-time. I do have the luxury of working from home 3 days a week. I'm only in my office 2 days a week most of the time, which gives me a lot of flexibility. But welcome to the new video series. It is called The Fire Within, and what my plan is over the next 20 weeks is to really take you into the training, the ups and downs, the phases that I'm going to go through as I build towards Ironman 70.3 Santa Cruz, which is in September. It is actually 20 weeks away from just a few days from now. Monday morning, I will kick off the first training week of those 20 weeks, and that will be episode 2 that will start with that week. But I just wanted to do this introduction video to kind of set up the series, tell you what I've got in store, and for all of you to leave some comments as to things you are curious about, the questions you have, things you'd like to see in these videos over the next 20 weeks. Well, today is Friday, and before breakfast, I got back from a gravel ride, went out to a local park here called Chino State Park and hit the trails. It has been nice getting back on the gravel bike. I really want to spend more time on the gravel bike. My plan really during my base building phase is to spend at least 1 day a week on the gravel bike, hitting the dirt, getting out on the trails. I love getting in the climbing, the technical aspect to the handling of it. So I'm really glad spring is here. The weather is better in the mornings, and I'll get out at least once a week on Thursday mornings as soon as the sun is up. Now, since the new year, I had struggled with being sick for a few months. I had COVID, a couple of sinus infections, a cold. Just felt like I was really run down after having COVID. Doctors felt like my immune system was pretty compromised. So during that time, I really cut my volume down to only an hour of cardio, either swim, bike, or run a day, and really tried to get healthy, just lower that volume. I wasn't doing any open water swimming. Mainly, I was training on the treadmill or on the bike trainer. I was not outdoors, just really trying to get the vitamins in, eat really clean, and get back to a really healthy state. And for the last 3 or 4 weeks, I have been doing great. I feel like my weight is right where I would like it to be coming into what I would say is the beginning of my season. I've been kind of around 182 to 184, which is great. I really would like to, one of the big goals for getting to Marbella, which is in November, which is the World Championships, is I would like to go into that race, because there's so much climbing, about 175. So coming into this, we will find out when I weigh next week where I am at. But hopefully I'm in that 181, 182 range, and I can just dial it back a little bit further as I start to ramp up the volume. I will be increasing my nutrition, but I would still like to drop a few more pounds and get under 180. Since the beginning of the year, I have added weightlifting back in. I had really shied away from that for a while, trying to see if I could reduce my size. I wasn't really seeing any results. So I just decided to embrace it. I like having a more kind of defined physique, lots of dumbbell, kettlebell, body weight. I have not really been doing much bench press or anything like that. Just really lighter workouts and doing that 3 to 4 days a week. Well, being that I have the day off and it is Good Friday and Easter is in a couple of days, I am going to go in and knock out my training plan for next week. I've been playing with it a little bit, but I want to make sure all of that is dialed in so that way it syncs with the Fuelin app, but I'll get into all of that inside. While I head over there, why don't you guys check out my ride from this morning.
Dance in my glow. Fireflies in the yard, everything's a work of art. Already got everything we need to dance in the glow. It's always in my head, can never get enough. That's all I'm feeling left.
Whew, that little trail was pretty brutal. Super, super narrow, just hitting bushes constantly on my fingers. I think my fingers are all green, but pretty awesome going down that. Really, really present. Every move, every second. No time to think about anything other than staying on the trail. I'm about halfway in. I've got 7 miles down, and now I'm headed back. This part will be fast. It'll be flat for the most part. So I'm out for 52 minutes so far. I should beat that back by quite a bit. I bet I make it back in under 40 minutes. I just noticed I took a shot to the leg on the shin at some point. Down here, looks like I did something. Just a little scrape, not too bad, but it's a bleeder. One of the things I love about gravel biking is how present you have to be, how challenging it is, handling skills, the short bursts of power you need for the climbs. And I always get a lot more climbing in when I'm on my gravel bike. Right now I am in Training Peaks working on programming weeks 20 through the end of 17. And then for week 16 through the race, I'm gonna have Tony program my cycling and my running. I had him do that for me last year for North Carolina. It worked out really well. He was picking the cycling workouts and programming my long rides on Saturday, as well as putting together my runs and my track workouts. And it was just kind of nice to not have to think about all of that. And he's gonna give me things that are challenging that you never know if you would program for yourself or if you would complete them if you knew someone wasn't watching. So starting in week 16, which is 4 weeks from now, he's gonna take over. Because I swim masters, I don't really do any swim programming. I just make sure I get in 3 swims a week. And then on Sundays, as I get close to the race, I will be doing more open water swimming. And that's more uninterrupted, just long swims, 2,000, 3,000 yards. These first 4 weeks are really the base phase of my training. Most of the workouts are going to be lower intensity, and over those 4 weeks, I'm just going to be building volume, because up until now, other than the last couple weeks, I've done a little longer rides on the weekend. I pretty much have been sticking to 1 hour of cardio a day and then lifting 3 or 4 days a week. So my run hasn't really been more than 6 miles. My cycling staying right at 60 minutes, and my swim is pretty good. My swim won't really increase too much because I'm already swimming an hour 3 days a week. I will add that 4th day in later as I get close to the race, as the open water, the oceans around here get a little warmer. But for now, I'm swimming 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and those are an hour-long session, and I'm getting between 3,000 and 4,000 meters. So I don't really need to be doing any more swimming. I'll just continue to progress on that all the way to the race. One of my goals of this season and of this build phase is to move into this slowly on the running front. Last year I struggled with some running injuries, and I really want to make sure I ramp slowly, that I am getting in my exercises, working on my strengthening of my ankles and my calves, and just build extremely slow. So low intensity, low mileage, and just slowly build that up over the next 4 weeks until I start working with Tony. For nutrition, I do subscribe to the Fuelin app. I really enjoy using the app to prescribe the food that I should be eating, how many calories, what the macronutrients are, the timing, all based on my Training Peaks data. So as I enter in my plan, I specify my swims are zone 2. Right now, pretty much everything's zone 2, so it's really easy. But on days like a track workout where that might be a zone 3 or zone 4, you go ahead and put that in the description. So say easy run zone 2, it'll then import the data from Training Peaks and put that right inside the app, and then it will tell you exactly what the timing should be. Right now at this point, the app has me eating 2,385 calories, and that does not include training calories. So those, they don't really show you, they just prescribe it to you. So your mindset isn't, oh my God, I'm eating 3,000 calories or whatever it may be. It's really the food outside of training that it's focused on, which I find is nice because you don't get caught up in how many calories you think you're eating. You're really just focused on getting the macronutrients and the food outside of training. And this first week is actually somewhat different or special because the very first week of training, Emmeline has a volleyball tournament in Las Vegas that I will be taking her to. So we are going to be leaving Thursday afternoon. So Thursday morning, I'm going to try and get in an outdoor bike because I'll get a trainer ride in on Monday and Tuesday. And then the only other ride I'll get for the whole week is on Thursday. So I want to get a little bit longer ride in Thursday. And then we leave Thursday afternoon, and I'll be out there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in Las Vegas. So hopefully I can get up early and either go run on the strip or on the treadmill, hit the gym before we end up going to the tournament. But we have no idea what time our games are. Typically you have a morning block and an afternoon or evening block. So we just have no idea Friday, Saturday, Sunday, what that's gonna look like. So I'm really gonna play it by ear. I will either be trying to get my workouts in the afternoon or early enough, if I can get up early enough, based on what time we have to be there, and the gym is open or get outside and run on the strip, then I'll get those done early. But this very first week of 20 weeks is a little bit different than it normally would, but honestly, it feels like there are more weeks that are different, traveling, work events, things like that, that interrupt training, but I'm sure all of you guys know what that's like. Good morning. It is Sunday morning. I'm talking low because it is 4:45 in the morning. The girls are still sleeping and it is Easter morning. So Easter Bunny did come. Looks like there's quite a few goodies over there. Yesterday was Saturday. I did a ride. I didn't get a lot of footage yesterday. It was just a busy day. Ended up doing 2 hours on the road in the hills in Santiago Canyon with some of the OCE folks. Fortunately, Kevin got a flat and I had to ride back and get my truck. So then by the time I got back, got him, I skipped my run off the bike, but came home, got into getting prepared for Easter. My family is coming over today. Sujin and Justin might be coming over. Gonna do some egg hunts, some games, and do a little grilling. Gonna make some chicken this afternoon. Just a nice, relaxed day. Spent a little more time in the garage getting it cleaned up ever since last year when I redid the girls' room. The garage has been kind of a dumping zone. I've been able to keep my gym area clean, but the rest of it, it was getting to the point where you couldn't even walk through it. So that project's not quite done, but it's much better than it has been. So now I'm going to drink a cup of coffee. I'm up early because I want to get a run in and some lifting in before the girls wake up. So that way we can enjoy Easter morning and I'm not out working out. One of the coolest things that happens, which blows my mind every time it does, is when someone reaches out and sends me a message through my website. It's great to comment on my Instagram posts, all of that. I love all that interaction, or even on the videos. But when someone takes the time to actually reach out, they go and send me an email about my videos and what it's done for them. It really, really does inspire me. And it's an incredible feeling. I got an email right now from Michael in Tampa, Florida, and just reaching out to thank me for sharing the journey. He's got a husband. He's a father of a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old. They're both girls, an aspiring triathlete. So just appreciates me sharing the journey. So, well, thank you, Michael, for reaching out. I appreciate you for giving me motivation by sending me this note. So this morning I weighed in at 181.1, which is officially the lowest I've been in a long time. I don't remember being down near 180 in quite a while. 183, 185, that tend to be where I would get down and then just have a really hard time cutting any further than that. So to hop on the scale today and actually have been eating more calories the last few days and see the weight go down is encouraging. It's always hard when I go from really cutting, being in a deficit, and then start increasing volume and then start increasing food to kind of just have that anxiety that you're going to start to see higher numbers on the scale, which, you know what? That may happen, and that may still happen as we go forward, but it's encouraging. I wanted to give a reference as to where I was starting before I start the videos. I like weighing in on Fridays actually, because I feel like if I weigh in on Monday, which is usually after a big weekend of training, I have a lot of fluctuation. Either I'll be really low or possibly I'll be really high, depending on was I hydrating enough, things like that. So Friday I feel like is a good day because I've had Monday through Friday morning to get my normal training in, not doing much more than the typical volume. I'm fueling, eating the way I would say I typically eat throughout the week. And that way I have a nice reference going into the weekend. Now I'm going to hit a short upper body workout, just some dumbbells, kettlebells, things like that, probably some pull-ups. Nothing too long before I hop on the treadmill.
Why do they doubt the kid? I'm about to prove them all wrong again. I got a low tolerance, cause they don't even know what the problem is. It's me. You waiting on the boy to fail, now hold your breath and face your death. Cause you play a...
All right, well, I'm gonna hit the treadmill now. I am going to use the lever today, actually, because as I ramp my volume up, I want to avoid injury, and I've been running a little more lately, so adding a little more frequency. Definitely feel my legs are a little bit tired, so just take a little bit of weight off. And I've used this a ton since having the surgery on my abs and my pubic symphysis, and I really enjoy incorporating it into recovery runs, or if I do have anything that's kind of nagging me. And right now I'm incorporating it a lot just because I'm starting to build the amount of mileage, how often I'm running.
I ain't taking no loss, look, come on, always win. We already know that we the coldest. Watch me heat it up, let me focus. I'm going toe to toe with foes, I know they notice. I kick in doors, they only hope for closing drive. Cause they know I go again, and when they get it right, I'm the one that can make it flow again. Talk to me nice, my team, they ready to go again. Running into us, we gladly send you home again. We don't talk, better know the grind, gon' match my walk. I'm a cheat code, I don't take no loss. Making no sense, run up the scope.
All right, well, I did not get as far as I wanted to get. It is 7 o'clock. I'm going to go in. We're gonna do Easter baskets, hang out with the girls for a little bit, and then I will come back out and knock out 20-ish more minutes, get me to an hour and 15, and then I'll be done for the day. Gonna hit the garden a little bit. I have not been out much in the last week. See what it looks like, and then just start prepping for Easter. Happy Easter. Good morning. What are you doing, Maple? You got a bone.
It's a mini verse. It's a Harry Potter mini verse.
Well, it is a beautiful Easter Sunday. It had been kind of overcast all week long, and then this morning, not a cloud in the sky. The sun, perfect, beautiful. Hopefully it's going to be in the mid 70s. I'm just cruising down real quick to take a look at the garden. The fig tree is doing amazing. There are some big figs up in here. I love figs. One of my favorite fruits. Wow, they are really growing. Oh, look at that little weed. Got to pull him out of there. The zucchinis over here, not zucchinis. The cucumbers over here, I believe that's what these are. We'll grow up this trellis. And these tomatoes, look how big they are already. These things are gigantic. They are growing. There are some little buds on there. And here are the zucchinis. Whew, everything is looking great. Corn is growing. Everything is looking really, really good. No tomatoes yet that I see anywhere, but lots of buds. Lots of little flowers. So they should be coming anytime. I'm very against the egg toss at the cost of eggs nowadays. I don't appreciate this.
This was mine.
This is $3, $3, $3.